What is going on, family, and welcome back to another episode of Quick Coffee Talk. Got my coffee here. I shared it with my members yesterday, but it's half, so I use the brand called Drag Up, but if you do half cinnamon bun and half donut shop, and then some, heavy cream and all that stuff, or you could do the full KOD coffee out of it, but either way, it is phenomenal. So, but regardless, that is not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about today is my post from earlier, which is that it's, up to us to decide our own actions consciously. Otherwise, we're going to be under the influence of people who condition us to behave in a way that they desire. And so one of the things that I talk about during our keto camp program is don't make decisions that make someone else happy while you're miserable. And that's what most of us do, right? Because we're caring people, we're parents, we're grandparents, and we want to put other people first. But one thing that we have to realize is that as much as we try to pour from an empty cup, eventually it's going to stop happening. And we think that we're giving somebody our absolute all, but the reality is that we're not. We don't even know what our all is because we're so far removed from it that how could we possibly know? And, one of the stories that always sticks out, and I think I've shared it before, but one of the stories that always sticks out to me is, someone joined our program and she's like, she was a type 2 diabetic. She was really heavy and, she emailed me and she's like, "Hey, Joe, I'm going to have to drop out of the program because my husband doesn't want to stop eating sugar." Now, as far as I knew, her husband was not doing the program. She was. But you can see that her not deciding her own actions consciously, and she was influenced by someone else. Now, I get it, that's your husband and you're supposed to be one and all that stuff, but they don't carry the same weight as you. They don't carry the self-esteem that you do, right? They may know about your problems, but they don't know how you truly feel. And especially if you're like most people and you don't tell them how you truly feel, right? We always kind of beat around the bush and we don't say the honest truth and how we're actually feeling. We just try to skirt around it because we don't want to make them feel bad for us, right? I mean, there's a couple different reasons. That's something that I see pretty often. And, because of that, she's probably going to get bigger. She's probably going to make her diabetes worse. And it's not a fun place to be. And so it is up to us to decide what we want to do, and we cannot depend on other people to accomplish our goals. Do we want them to care? Yes. Do we want their support? Yes. But can we rely on that? No. Because we only got this one life, guys. We're not going to be here forever, at least on this planet. And you have to realize that if we keep putting our success in somebody else's hands, we're never going to achieve what we want to achieve, what I want to achieve, what you want to achieve. We don't get to achieve what we actually want because we're always focused on what somebody else wants. And so today, what I want you to do is I just want you to think about where not actively and consciously focusing on the actions that you decide on has gotten you, the decisions that you've decided to make. And again, make them consciously, because if they're subconscious, if we're running on autopilot, we're going to keep getting what we've always gotten, right? Because that's our autopilot. That's what we do. And so if you are normally a snacker at 5 p.m., if you don't consciously decide the action that you're going to take, you are going to snack at 5 p.m. because that's what you always do. And so you have to consciously take control of those actions that you want to take. And ask yourself where they're leading, because every action is a vote for the person that you want to become. It's a vote for the person you want to become, or it's a vote for more of the same. And what are you deciding on? What's going to be different? Right? Because one of the things that I have to tell people a lot is, that the primary people that we work with are emotional eaters. And you got to remember that most of the people I work with are also 60 plus. And so you're thinking of 60 plus, well, obviously maybe not 60 plus years, but I got some now I'm about to have an 80-year-old. Her birthday's coming up is what her daughter told me. So pretty excited about that. But let's just say they've had 40 years of emotional eating and problems that they didn't know how to deal with and all of these things. Well, now we have to consciously control these actions so that we can take different steps. Now, one of the ways that we can do that is with questions, right? Asking ourselves, is this meal a vote for the person I want to become, or is it a vote for more of the same, right? That's just something simple that you can do. But without this getting a little too long, stop falling under the influence of what somebody else wants. You have to carry the weight. You have to take the medications. You have to look in the mirror and not be proud of yourself. You have to put pictures of your dogs or of your kids because you're too embarrassed of how you look. And that's not fun. That's not okay. I don't want that for you. Do you really think that you deserve to live to 120 years old? Right? Because that's where we're going these days. You think that you deserve to live to 120 years old with no self-esteem, with hating what you see in the mirror, with hiding from cameras, hiding from the scale, hiding from measurements, all because you don't want to actively control the actions that you take. You don't want to consciously control those. I don't think you deserve that. And so my message for you today is I just want you to start taking conscious control. Right? If you know that you normally snack at 5 p.m., you are going to put sticky notes. You're going to start asking yourself different questions. You're going to put reminders on your phone about what you are controlling and the decisions that you make going into it. And I told this story, I think a couple quick check-ins ago or whenever it was, I don't know. But I knew when somebody had said, hey, this event's coming up and it's emotional and I'm going to try to stay on track. What that told me is they had not consciously decided what action they're going to take. So like another example I can give is there's someone who has they're going out for Valentine's Day, right? Like that's the thing. Now me, if you've been here a while, then you know that I'm someone who like, if you want to make it a memory day, make it a memory day, just get back on track. You have to know yourself best. If you want to try and make smart choices, but whatever it is, and you could ask anybody who works with me, whatever it is, I tell you to consciously decide it now. That way when the moment comes, you're not in limbo. Because when we're in limbo, we operate on autopilot. And if you're someone who is like, I don't know if I should stay on track or if I should, make it a memory day, and then you get to that event, well, you're probably going to make it a memory day, but because you hadn't decided, now you're going to feel like a failure because you made it a memory day. Whereas if you just decided that you were going to do that, well, now it's in alignment with who you want to become because you knew going into it that you kept that promise to yourself of, I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to get back on track. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. But anyways, if you made it all the way through, seeing as it is Valentine's Day in about 3 days, leave a heart emoji in the comments. And if this really helped you and you really want to spread the message, share it. I for some reason it doesn't show me when things are shared, but if it really resonated with you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you later.